see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Sephrodive, and it's time for another edition and our first Wilds of Eldraine edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to our new Wilds of Eldraine Standard format to do some rolling. We are checking out the new roll mechanic, and a deck I'm really excited about for a couple of reasons. First, especially in paper, this deck is ridiculously cheap, under $30. One of the cheapest paper standard decks we've played in a long time, and even on Arena it's like just over 20 rares in Mythic, so not super cheap but also not super expensive. The other reason I'm hyped about this deck is I'm very curious just how good this roll mechanic actually is in our new standard format. So let's talk about the deck real quick, jump into some games and see Orzhov rolls in action. So the goal of our deck is pretty simple. We got a bunch of cards that put these roll auras on things. Rolls, it's actually kind of a convoluted mechanic. There's 8 different ones. As you play stuff, they put these roll auras on things. They all do something slightly different. Most of them give +1/+1 and some little bonus. The only bad one is the cursed roll that makes the creature into a 1/1 base power and toughness. But really, in a very real sense, we don't care what rolls we put on our creatures, other than we don't really want the curse roll if we can help it. But we don't really care what roll we have on creatures, because we have a bunch of payoffs that just care about our creatures having an enchantment on them. And that is the plan of our deck. We want to make sure that every single one of our creatures, every single turn has an aura on it, because if we can do that, we are able to unlock some incredibly strong payoffs. So there's really 4 strong payoffs for playing a bunch of rolls in our deck. One is Lord Skitter's Blessing. 2 mana Phyrexian Arena, but only if we have an enchanted creature. So if we can keep an enchanted creature on the battlefield, we get to draw an extra card every turn. Plus, this puts a wicked roll on something. Payoffs number 2 and 3 just make our enchanted creatures massive. A Tale for the Ages gives our enchanted creatures +2/+2. So this Spiteful Hexmage that might curse itself into a 1/1 will actually be a 3/3 once we play this. Our Spellbook Vendor, once we get a sorcerer roll on it, is going to be a 5/5. So all these random 1 and 2 drops just become absolutely massive. Arcana of the Wild Arrow is kind of the same. It gives our enchanted creatures base power and toughness of 4/4 and flying. And this is one of the scariest cards in our deck. This allows us to just close out the game with this big evasive attack out of nowhere. In our dream world, we like turn 1, play a Hexmage. Turn 2, play a Hexmage or a Spellbook Bender. And then by turn 4, we drop Archon and have like 2 or 3 enchanted creatures and just smash our opponent for 10 damage, 15 damage in the air, win the game on the spot. Our last payoff's a little different. That's Area of the Charmed Apple, which drains on our end step equal to the number of auras we control. So this triggers off all of our roll auras and also our removal, cooped up in Ossification. So Area comes down and hopefully drains for like 3 or 4 a turn, gains us some life, and gives us a way to close out the game with direct damage, essentially, if we can't close it out with creatures. And that's the plan of the deck, really. Like, put as many auras on our things as possible, hopefully draw our payoffs, and close out the game aggro super early in the game. The only other thing I gotta mention about this, in case it's not clear, so the way rolls work is you can only have 1 roll that you control on each creature. You can never have more than 1 of your rolls on them. And this is actually super relevant for our deck. It makes Spiteful Hexmage way better than it looks. Spiteful Hexmage makes the cursed roll. So you're often playing this and putting the cursed roll on it to make it a 1/1, which isn't great. A 1 mana 1/1's not exciting. The trick is, though, once we draw like a Conceited Witch, let's say, which puts a wicked roll on something, we can target our Spiteful Hexmage, put the wicked roll on it. That's going to get rid of the cursed roll, and then all of a sudden our Spiteful Hexmage is like a 4/3 with a pretty powerful aura on it that drains when it leaves the battlefield and is triggering our stuff. So keep that in mind. You only need 1 roll on things. Normally that just means you never try to put more than 1 roll on things, but there are times when you essentially upgrade your rolls. If you put a curse roll on something, you upgrade by Lord Skitter's Blessing to put the wicked roll to get rid of the cursed roll. Anyway, that's rolls, that's the deck. Let's jump into some new standard and see if Area and the roll mechanic can actually keep up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. All right. Budget magic time. We are playing some Orzhov rolls in new standard, seeing if this roll mechanic is actually is it actually good? We're about to find out. This hand looks fine. I mean, 1-drop, 2-drop, tap land, but we're playing a budget deck. That's gonna happen. Some cooped up action here, some good removal. So one of the tricks with these rolls, which hopefully we see with this Spiteful Hex Mage, is so it's gonna curse itself. So it's gonna be a 1/1. However, if we replace that cursed roll with maybe like a wicked roll, we can only have one roll on it, so it's gonna get rid of the cursed roll, and all of a sudden, the Spiteful Hex Mage is going to be kind of big. Opponent. Tap land. Well, we will Conceited Witch. Wicked roll on the Spiteful Hex Mage. Get rid of the old one. Play the Scoured Baron. And that is a turn 2, 4/3 attacker. Hit you down to 16. And it's an adventure, so we still got the creature. And that's the kind of start we want with this deck. That's the kind of start we want. That's the kind of start oh, control deck. All right, let's see what removals they got. Spiteful Hex Mage might be a lot better than people think. Charming Scoundrel, sure. Gonna make a treasure token and get in. Oh, there's area 2. So we play the land, play Spellbook Vendor, roll up the Spellbook Vendor, hit you for 4. So that's a scry and +1/+1 roll. We might be able to get to the point where this area could be good. I'm a little worried about seeing all this white mana that a sweeper could be a thing. Pass. Oh, Archon would be so good. Tap lands. Is it worth just cooping up this Charming Scoundrel? Well, play the tap land. Just budget things. This could also be Wandering Emperor. Let's play area, see what our opponent does. Do we attack? So we attack, they sack the treasure, they Wandering Emperor. I mean, we have to, right? I don't think we can not attack. We get to scry. Planes to the bottom. Opponent. Okay, Fateful Absence. Well, better than Wandering Emperor. Opponent goes to 8. Drain down to 7. Wow, this is gonna be really close. Plays a land. They do take 1 when this goes to the graveyard, so our opponent's kind of at 6. This Archon could be really good if we can get it down. Is this just like Jeskai control? I don't know what our opponent's up to exactly. Teferi who slows the sunset, okay. Gains a little life, untaps, another Charming Scoundrel. Well, play the land, Archon of the Wild Rose. Kill Teferi, hit our opponent. Okay, area drains to 8. Like, do they have a Wrath? That's the question. Are we about to get Farewell or Sunfalled? If not, we're in really good shape. If they do have that, we're in very sad shape. All right, Guardian of Gurapur to blink the charm. Well, not a Wrath at least. We will accept that. Gets back the Charming Scoundrel. That's fine though. That's fine. We draw planes. Well, let's draw a card. Another Archon, play the land. Let's coop up the flyer. But it's only got 1 card in hand. Only 1. It could be a counter, but I think we might be good here. Go attacking. Let's see what you got, opponent. What's that last card? Turn 1 Spiteful Hex Mage might be enough. Now it's a 5/5 flyer. Archon of the Wild Rose is actually kind of ridiculous. Opponent's also taking 2 on their end step in 1 if Spiteful Hex Mage dies. All right, they're gonna blink the Archon. Chump the Hex Mage, drop to 6, get drained to 4. Opponent needs that top deck. Spirited Companion, redraw. That's not enough though. Gotta be more than that. All right, Guardian of Gurapur can blink the Guardian of Gurapur to get the enchantment off of it. Are we blinking the Spirited Companion? Is it even worth it? The problem is then it's not a blocker. They are gonna blink. Go to combat, swing with everything. Our opponent's got a double chump to stay alive. They go to 2. They go to 1. And if they kill the Spiteful Hexmage, they die. They need literally Farewell. It has to be Farewell. If the Spiteful Hexmage dies, they die because of the roll. We haven't even like run insanely or anything, and this deck is feeling not bad. It's feeling not bad. Opponent, I like our opponent's brew. I like the blink idea. I do think Twinning Twins is actually a pretty good card. Ariad's actually dealt quite a bit of damage this game, hasn't it? Like over the course of the game, Ariad's done what, like 6 maybe? It's pretty good for a 3-drop that's also a 2/4. Opponent, counting, thinking. I mean, I guess they could have life gain. That would be the other possibility. Extraordinary draw. Oh, blink the Hexmage and die. Oh my god, they did it! Ah! We rolled them! Yes! Yeah, so with tokens, it's worth mentioning, whatever roll that was, the wicked roll. Tokens, they do go to the graveyard briefly. Oh, I can't believe that worked. Okay, that was actually pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, sounds fine. We get our Slumbering Keeper Guard, and we can put a roll on it next turn if it's alive. If this dies, then things are a little bit awkward. Opponent, Schwamp. Serenith Steel Seeker, A. So I think we play the land. Put a wicked roll on the keeper. Scoured Barrens. Ugh. We wouldn't mind another black source, but I don't think we want that black source. Get in, hit ya. Return. Okay, so opponent's some sort of ramp deck for sure. That means Atraxa could be in our future. We really need to get some damage going if this is what our opponent's up to. Opponent gets in for 1. We draw Lord Skitter's Blessing. Well, play the land. Are we actually just playing? Ugh, I think we are. All right, Spiteful Hexmage. Yeah, we'll put the roll on the Hexmage. We get to scry. We'll keep a tail for the ages. Get in for 2. I mean, our stuff's about to get big. Is it fast enough against this 5-color ramp deck, though? What are they ramping into? Tough Cookie. Okay. Yeah. Get some triggers, finds a land. The question is, what is the payoff? So our opponent's definitely like making some food, generating some value. What is the payoff for all of this though? Colors are a little awkward here. Only having 1 black source is making us play off curve. Opponent passes. Well, play the land, play a Tail for the Ages to grow the dorks. Are we really keeping a tap land? I mean, I guess. All right. Lord Skitter's Blessing. Put it on the Hexmage. Get rid of this bad roll. Keep the tap land. Keep the tap land. Well, I mean, here we come. We have built some big creatures. All right, opponent's gonna turn a food into a 4/4 to block. Down to 9. All right, more Tough Cookies. I do think Tough Cookie is actually a pretty good card. All right, there's an Atraxa. So our opponent is kind of just ramping into Atraxa with some food synergies, looks like. And a Gruff Triplets, okay. We really need this Hexmage to live because that turns on this Lord Skitter's Blessing. Without that, we don't get our card draw. And our opponent is drawing many cards. Even more Tough Cookies. Yep. Draws a land, mills a card. Well, it looks like the Hexmage might live, but it's only got 1 mana up. All right, plays the tap land. Well, we get to draw a card. We lose a life. I'll play Scoured Barrens. Play an Archon. Hit you for 7, down to 2. This is the turn. What do they got? Is it the Atraxa? Oh, okay. So we just need to draw the removal. Or an Ariat. Either one of those would be very, very good here. So opponent, gonna get a ton of things. Including a Wrath. I mean, this is it. We gotta draw it this turn. We get 2 shots at it. Spiteful Hexmage. Oh, so now we're dead, right? So we attack, they block with Atraxa, they gain back all the life. What if is there a way we can do this? What if we put a wicked roll on the Archon, go to combat, attack, This might work. So opponent drops to 1 because of the Wicked roll. The problem is they also have food. Let's play a Conceited Witch. Yeah, the food might save them. So our opponent can't just Wrath or they die because of the roll. They can't kill the Spiteful Hexmage or they die. They need to gain life first. But if they do gain life because they're a food deck, then things are worse. We're hoping our opponent just fires off this White Sun's Twilight. That would actually be the best case scenario. Well, we'll see. We have another Archon in hand. Knight of Sweet's Revenge to make a food. And their food can tap for mana. Yeah. So they still have, that was basically free. Even more than free because they can tap the tough cookies now. And wow. Got him. Wait. How'd they gain 10? Oh, they gain life from the White Sun's Twilight. Okay, yeah. And I don't think there's any coming back. Now we just get poisoned out of the game. Atraxa! Too good. We almost beat the Atraxa. Yeah, I forgot White Sun's Twilight actually gains life. And now we're just dead, right? Nice that we have to sit through all these triggers. And then our opponent discarding the hand size a million times. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot of sweepers in Standard. Lots and lots of sweepers. Gonna discard a bunch of cards in hand size. Sure. Wow, you would have been very good a turn ago. Wow, we were 1 card away. Yeah, GG. If that area was 1 card higher in our library, we beat the Atraxa. Probably get a mulligan this. All the swamps, the good old budget man, the limited mana base coming back to bite us a tiny bit here. Well, we'll keep. Probably just put the coop up to the bottom. Opponent, Forest, and Teething Wormlet. Well, play the land. Slumbering Keeper Gargoo. Tough Cookie. All right. Sure, gonna grow the worm and go attacking. Yeah, let's just play the land and coop up the worm here. Spiteful Hexmage. Yeah, we'll keep it. All right, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. So we can play the Hexmage next turn and get the tap land out of our hand, and then next turn we can Spell Vendor and put a roll on something. I think that's the goal. Opponent, Elusive Otter, sure. Elusive Otter, maybe our opponent's like a +1/+1 counter deck. Opponent gets in with the cookie. Another Wormlet. Well, let's play the Hexmage. Put the counter on the Vanguard. Hexmage to the bottom. Scoured Barrens, go. All right, there's an Ozolith. It's definitely going to do some work in our opponent's deck. I mean, we will definitely trade this Hexmage with the Wormlet. All right, well, kill that. Untap, draw land. Well, play the land, play Arcana Wild Rose. Get in for 4. Well, that's what we were hoping for. I mean, if there's good news, it's that our opponent's on 2 lands. All right, Candy Trail. Prowess triggered. They can keep growing this worm, but as long as it has a coop up on it, that's not gonna beat us. Opponent goes digging for a land. We can't block the otter, but we can block the cookie. All right, another otter, sure. Opponent passes. I'll play the land. I think we just play Spellbook Vendor. Go to combat. Upgrade our keeper. Ooh, yeah, we'll keep Lord Skitter's Blessing. Some card draw seems good. Get in for 9 in the air. Keep the blessing. So opponent goes to 12. And then we can put a roll on the Spellbook Vendor. All right, well, this is it, opponent. Answer it if you can. I mean, I guess they can always sack food. That is an option, sack food to gain life, but we're presenting lethal. Sir Ginger. Sir Ginger is very good, but how does this keep our opponent from dying? They always need mana. Yeah, aren't they just dead? 5, 10, 14. I mean, all right, Lord Skitter's Blessing. Put it on the Archon. Land to the bottom. Am I missing something here? Are we missing something? Combat, decline, roll ya, and That was pretty good. I think that's kind of like the ideal roll game there. Our opponent's deck looks sweet. I think the two, we both mulligan though. I guess that's kind of fair. I don't know how many lands our opponent wants in their deck. Those Teething Wormlets, I think this is a card to keep an eye out on. I think Teething Wormlet is in the running for like most improved out of holdover cards. There's a lot of possibilities with food tokens and Surge Injure. I mean, this is an 8/8. A 1-drop that ended up being 8/8, and it gained her opponent a bunch of life along the way. So yeah, keep that one in mind for sure. I mean, we're gonna keep this. We'll see. We are on the draw, unfortunately. Hello, opponent. Swamp for our opponent. Well, we'll play a Spiteful Hexmage past the turn. So we have the Tail for the Ages, and also the Spellbook Vendor. So this is gonna become a good Hexmage at some point. Or maybe our opponent's about to just kill it. All right, well. Land and a Tail for the Ages. Let's see if we can grow this Hexmage a bit. Do you have removal, Rakdos? Lightning Strike, okay. That is illegal. Opponent. Haunted Rage and Chromonics. Finds a rat. Well, play the land, play Spellbook Vendor, go to combat, roll up the Spellbook Vendor. Next turn we can what? Keeper Guard, Skitter's Blessing maybe? And, all right, even more removal. All right, so opponent's all about that removal, that's for sure. Going to mill a couple cards, that's annoying. I mean, they gotta be about out of removal, right? How much removal can our opponent possibly have in their deck? So play the land, play the Slumbering Keeper Guard. Lord Skitter's Blessing. We'll keep the Spellbook Vendor. That's fine. It puts a roll on things. All right, pass the turn. Are we done with the removal? Finally, opponent, please. Please. Not number 3. Opponent. Okay, Lord Skitter, sure. And makes a rat. They can't really attack at the moment, though. They're making a bunch of toxic rats, but they're not... Wow, okay, maybe they can attack. These don't have Death Touch, right? They don't. I mean, so I guess we just kill Chromonics? Wait, is this a trap of some kind? Maybe. Let's kill the Gnawing Vermin, actually. Actually, it could still be a trap. Let's kill Chromonics. They could have, like, Play with Fire would be the most annoying. All right, kill Chromonics. Get poisoned. All right, opponent does have Play with Fire, sure. Well, we will play a Spellbook Vendor. We will go to combat. We will put a roll on the Spellbook Vendor. We will pass the turn. 3 removal spells, 3. Hopefully that is all of them. I mean, our stuff is all really big. Our opponent is just drawn so much removal. All right, Red Cap Gutter Dweller, gonna make some more rats. They keep exiling stuff from the graveyard. That doesn't really matter. This Gutter Dweller is annoying though. Opponent makes another rat. Passes. All right, we get to draw a card. It's a swamp in a... Oh, God. Swamp in a swamp. Well, that's not very good. Well, play a Tail for the Ages. Play a Conceited Witch. And pass the turn. So the opponent gets to start sacking to draw. Yeah, there are a lot of rats on the battlefield, that's for sure. Yeah, land isn't exactly what we're looking for here. Opponent doesn't sack to the Gutter Dweller, plays a land. Mishra. So gonna get to attack and do some draining. Makes another rat. Sure, sure, sure. Goes attacking. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, so I guess we're probably dead, right? Yeah, I think they did it. Well, Mishra, it's a good payoff for going wide, I guess. Opponent goes up to 26, and then we die to the Lord Skitter's Blessing. Yeah, all right. Well, that was a lot of removal drawn by your opponent there, I will say, but yeah, cool to see rats work. Budget Magic time. We are doing some rolling in new standard this week, playing some budget $44. I want to say $44. $44. I want to say 20 rares. I guess I should have double checked how many rares were in this deck. But we're playing some Orzhov rolls in new standard, trying to find out if this roll mechanic is actually good. Is it possible? Is it possible that it's actually a good mechanic? We're gonna play the Tail for the Ages and then try to Spellbook Vendor and next turn and put a roll on it. Witch's Vanity, okay. Create a food, wicked roll, blah, 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 sure. All right, so we will Spellbook Vendor. Pay the 1. Turn it into a 5/5. Wouldn't mind drawing, well, creatures or lands, I guess. Oh, that's mana value? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, okay, let's play Slumbering Keeper Guard, and then Lord Skitter's Blessing. Scry. Is Ariat worth it? Are we gonna scry our Mythic to the bottom? I actually don't know if it's worth it here or not. Opponent's missing land drops. They probably have a handful of removal. I think we go bottom for now. Conceited Witch. I think that's also gonna go bottom. Basically, we're trying to make sure that we keep a creature with an aura on the battlefield to turn on Lord Skitter's Blessing. So we'd rather find 1-drops. And if we don't find 1-drops, lands. Ooh, okay. We actually get to draw a card. Wait, are we getting GG'd? Are we scooping already? Are we scooping already? That quick? How about a Archon of the Wild Rose? Turn it into a 7/7. That is a 1-drop that is now a 7/7. And about to get bigger. Yes. I mean, rolls can, oh God, roll, I guess. Like they actually can kind of get on a roll. And I mean, I think we just win right here, right? We play this, we play Lord Skitter's Blessing to put a aura on this. And then we go to combat and kill ya? Yeah, that's, I mean, so wow, Shieldred too. We benefited from the fact that our opponent was missing some land drops, but we rolled him. Oh God, that joke is so horrible. But yeah, that, I mean, easy mode, but you can see just like how big things can get when they don't die. Our opponent even had a removal spell for our first threat, and like, that's the power of the rolls. Like, this is a 7/7 that's scrying, and we could even pump it. Like, it gets super big, super fast. Oh, we're playing some budget, so our mana is a little bit limited at the moment. I mean, I guess we can keep this. We're gonna keep it. Opponent's on the play. Why am I a Johnny? Where's my Flibblethip? Arena. Ooh, mono red. Oh God. Oh, okay. Well, this should be interesting. Mono red on the play. A. Drawing black mana is actually pretty good here. How do we do this? I think we still just play the Slumbering Keeper Guard. Well, we have 1 removal of the spell. The question's gonna be, where and when do we use it? Charming Scoundrel, very good card. Are we wicked rolling? We're wicked rolling. Opponent gets in for 3. Down to 16. Well, play the land. Play another Slumbering Keep Guard. Play a Spiteful Hex Mage. Put the roll on the Keep Guard, do some scrying. Spellbook Vendor. What are we looking for here? I mean, Spellbook Vendor is a fine card. It gives us a 3/3 probably. You know, I think we're gonna go bottom. We might need Ariat. You know what, bottom. See if we end up regretting throwing everything to the bottom. Opponent. Ariat's life gain would be super helpful. Opponent, Urabrox Forge. Gets in. Well, we're gonna kill the Swift Spear, I think. Down to 13. Plains. Okay, kind of regretting scrying to the bottom. Well, let's... I think we gotta be risky. Lord Skitter's Blessing. Put a roll on the Keep Guard. Scry a ton. Swamp definitely to the bottom. Plains definitely to the bottom. Okay, that is a lot of lands and a Lord's... That's also gotta go bottom. Okay, well, we have put a lot of cards that we didn't want to the bottom. Where's our Ariats? We're playing all the Ariats. We have a full play set. Oh, this is close. This is gonna be real close. Oh, Godric, okay. And that's gonna trigger with that. Oh, yep. It's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. So we're gonna kill the Charming Scoundrel. We drop to 7. We do get to coop up the Godric, but we're kind of just dying. Ooh, there's Ariat, though. Well, there's all the Ariats. But they're not doing as much as we want here. Okay, so that's got to go here. Yeah, I think we're just going to be too slow. We'll keep a coop up. No attacks. Yes, Urabrox Forge is going to get us. I think this might be one of those play draw games where I think if we were... Yeah, and that's lethal. I think if we were on the play, that would have went a lot different. I do think Godric is like the truth in mono red. I think it would have went a lot different had we been on the play rather than the draw, though. Such is life. But budget magic time. We are playing some new standard this week with some Orzhov rolls, and sand looks pretty good. The tap land's a little annoying, but such is life in Budgetville. Are we just going aggro? We're probably just going aggro. Yeah, Spiteful Hexmage. Aw, it cursed itself. But then we need Lord Skitter's Blessing to put a better roll on it. So opponent up a Beanstalk. It's going to be interesting to see if that card's actually good. So Lord Skitter's Blessing. We will replace the old roll with a much better roll. Get in for 4 on turn 2. Spiteful Hexmage might actually be a tiny bit of a sleeper. We would really love to draw some white mana that isn't tapped. So opponent's going to be ramping it. We do get to draw an extra card from Lord Skitter's Blessing. Can we hit an untapped white source? White card. Lord Skitter's Blessing. Well, okay, I guess it's tap land time. Another Lord Skitter's Blessing. Drain ya past the turn. All right, don't kill our Hex Mage. We really want this card draw, opponent. Double Skitter's Blessing. So if opponent casts a 5-drop, they get to draw a card. All right, opponent's gonna ramp. Hopefully they don't have a fight spell. That would be sad. Shigeki. Okay. Well, we get to draw 1,000,000 cards. Literally 1,000,000. Are we scared of Shigeki? Not immediately. Well, they can't really block this turn. All right, in that case, let's go Spiteful Hexmage. Oh no, we could have attacked last turn, couldn't we? Oh no, I'm gonna get so yelled at for that. That's not even a new card. Topiary Stomper's been in Standard for like 1,000,000 years. We definitely should have gotten in for some damage last turn. Opponent, are we Shigeki chumping? Yes, interesting. All right, opponent must have a bomb that's coming. They must be like, it's got to be Titan of Industry or something. What else? What else could they be? No, okay. Greater Tanuki. I mean, sure, yes. Do some attacking. I guess we take it. Down to 11 for now. Draw 1,000,000 cards. Wait, can we win? Do we win here? I don't think we actually win, do we? How do we do this? Now we got some decisions to make. So opponent has blockers now. We could play Archon. Wait, if we play Archon, do we win? A 3/2, so it'd be +1 power, so it'd be 7. This is a 1/1, but it becomes a 4/4, so it's also 7. All right, I don't think we quite win. I think what we do is ossification to get rid of the Greater Tanuki. Let's play a Tale for the Ages. Play a Scoured Barrens. The problem is, so we're gonna take 2 from these Lord Skitter Blessings. I think the answer is actually no. I think we stay on defense, and then in theory, next turn, Archon is just lethal. Greater Tanuki, sure. We just send the dorks to the air, and that should just be game. Argoth, sure. So we draw 1,000,000 cards. Wow, we were kind of going off here. Draw a card, draw a card. So, Archon and combat. Spiteful Hexmage might actually be good. My God. My God. How do you like your 1-drop being a 9/9 flyer? Okay. Well, that went pretty well, kind of like shockingly well. Lord Skitter's Blessing did some serious work there, and Tale for the Ages, it seems like having a double anthem for 2 mana. Pretty good in a roll deck. Well, that was a good one. That was a very good one. Looking for even more Wilds of Eldraine action? Well, check out yesterday's video where we played some green-white cookies, which just might be the best new aggro deck in the format.